Hello and welcome back to Not Fake News. We have two or three, I'm not sure, one, two, yeah, three. We have watched two Democrats caught on camera making nasty hand gesture. The new Ku Klux Klan 2.0 right here. I did a video. It means something. I'm not just spurting that out. They were hit up after last night because of those white suits, and people were memeing and all over the social media about them being the new Ku Klux Klan. By the way, Democrats pretty much created the Ku Klux Klan. So, watch Muslim congressman caught doing something nasty during Trump's speech. Not a happy-looking fellow right there, him or his wife. Maybe it's because he's unhappy because of his wife. Who knows? Watch Chris Wallace on Trump. One of the best speeches ever. Agree? Okay. So those are the three of them there. You ready for this?
Years ago, Ronald Reagan reinvented the speech of the joint session of Congress. He was the one who introduced the idea of having people up in the gallery and creating not just a programmatic message, but a deeply emotional message. I think Donald Trump reinvented it.
This guy was known for being the best moderator during the you know what I mean, prelims, and he was just the least bad. He was the least mean. He was mean. He's still a mean guy, and he was all for Hillary, but he was just on the borderline of it because he works with Fox.
Again tonight, 36 years later, I thought it was by far the best speech I've ever heard Donald Trump give. It was one of the best speeches in that setting I've ever heard any president give. He certainly kept faith with his base. There were two extraordinary moments. One was when he said, "We are going to repeal and replace Obamacare," and you just felt a guttural roar from the Republican side of the aisle. They have been waiting 7 years for a president to say it, and finally tonight, for the first time, a president said that to a session of Congress. On the other hand, he reached out. The other point I was going to make is he also talked about radical Islamic terrorism. I believe that's the first time any president has ever said that from the well of the House. On the other hand, he reached out to Democrats. I thought it was a grace note to begin his speech, talking about that this is Black History Month.
And that's why our next two articles are so important that you see. Even he thinks that the speech was great, which I think was great as well. And this picture here shows a little bit of people. It was packed. But, yeah, it's just ironic. It's hypocritical of them. In the next two, for example, this guy, he doesn't think it's great. These people, obviously making nasty gestures, they have thick skulls. Nothing penetrates.
And condemning the attacks on Jewish community centers and cemeteries and the hate killing, or apparent hate killing in Kansas. He also talked about immigration reform. He was reaching out to Democrats. You pointed out the extraordinary moment with the widow, but also the moment with the young student who has been terribly disabled, or the young girl who had failed school twice. I want to say this right, but I feel like tonight Donald Trump became the president of the United States. That yes, of course, he got it 35, 38 days ago, 40 days ago when he was sworn in, but so many Democrats didn't recognize him. I think tonight, whether they agree with him or didn't agree with him, he became the president of the United States, and everyone's going to have to accept that.
Now, I don't know if he said it first or Van Jones said it first, because I did a video today with Van Jones saying those exact words. So we have him saying those exact words. We have Van Jones saying those exact words. And I feel like After the Oscars, the day after, I think it was, I had a feeling that the mainstream media realized what they were doing wrong and decided all together to reverse the meanness and stop being nicer. That's the feeling I got. Then we got Vance Jones saying he became the president today. A couple of days later. Now him saying the same thing. They both have the same, like, somebody sent out the flyer that says this on there, and they're all going to be saying it, or some version of it. And I could be wrong, but I think that they're going to start being nicer towards the president from now on. Let's watch to see in the coming days if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But even though there's still going to be some Democrats who are just shot in the head, and like these that are here. So there's going to be plenty to talk about, I'll tell you, either way.
Democrats didn't recognize him. I think tonight, whether they agree with him or didn't agree with him, he became the president of the United States, and everyone's going to have to accept that. Is that me?
Nice. Okay, good one. Very good video. Next, watch Muslim congressman caught doing something nasty during the Trump speech. The Democrats have proven they care nothing for our nation and only for their political careers. That is so true. This disgusting perspective was apparent during Trump's address to Congress. Muslim Congressman Keith Ellison refused to clap even on bipartisan issues, such as the creation of jobs for Americans, proving he is only there for an agenda rather than we the people.
Example of what both parties now have become and who Donald Trump is. Everybody was really in their genuine element of what they represent. And that is why the Democrat Party is failing. You look at those two individuals, they didn't even applaud for jobs and the nature of job creation, things that are universally needed and wanted. Trump was in his...
I hate to break the news to you, but if you watch my video of Nancy Pelosi, same thing. When he exact thing actually that you're speaking about. It's weird that you're trying to take the attention off of Nancy Pelosi, because Nancy Pelosi put on a nasty face, yawn look, her whole mouth, everything moved when he started talking about jobs, and I have that video.
Element. The Democrats were in theirs, and in theirs, it's the swamp. That's their element, and they know it.
Put that picture back up again of Congressman Ellison.
No,
and
let's
Debbie
see
Wasserman
video.
Schultz, please, because right behind them, you can just catch a glimpse there. That's the ladies in white.
Yes.
The ladies in white. Remember, I just told you about them?
Well,
some women, Democrats, wore white last night. What do you make of that?
Well, there's...
Wait a minute. You are the former chair or the former leader of the Los Angeles
Look,
chapter
no one's
of
clapping
NOW,
on the right.
Organization
That's
of
funny.
Women.
Yeah, look, their statement was that they don't want...
Isn't he a Republican? Right? I mean, I know he's crap, but why do they want to bring us down so much?
They're going to stop Donald Trump from rolling back women's rights. What happened, women's rights were rolled back for the last 8 years. Millions of women into poverty.
I'm not sure if he is. I know that McCain and Lindsey are definitely Republicans that are snakes, swamps, creatures. Schumer, I never think about him. I don't know why I think he's a Republican for some reason. Because he's just so bad that like, you know, I mean, it's one thing to be a Democrat and to be the way they are against Trump, but to be a Republican and still be that way is worse. And I think of him that way. So when I think of him, I just automatically think must be Republican because, you follow? But anyway, sorry, I'm going to stop ranting here.
Millions of women on the food stamps, millions of women losing their businesses and their jobs, and of course losing their doctors and hospitals. So if they were genuinely worried about the condition of women's lives, they would have been wearing white for the last 8 years. Donald Trump's economic plan is going to change every woman's life for the better. So how dare they mislead their own base about the...
See, why are they stuck on this guy? Because he's really no one in comparison to Nancy Pelosi.
The nature of what's occurring, how dare they, and they will be punished by the elect.
Great videos. This is juicy stuff for us. Okay, so Watch 2 Democrats caught on camera making nasty hand gestures. All right. When Trump was encouraging Congress to work with him and to repeal and replace Obamacare, several Democrats were caught giving the president a thumbs down. Oh, okay.
I'm also calling on this Congress to repeal and replace Obamacare.
Oh, stop. You look like Laverne and Shirley. We're gonna do it. Take a chance. Come on, get wet now. All right. Here's the funny thing, though. The outline of the plan the president discussed did actually contain some aspects of legislation in place, but only those parts that are working. For instance, he wants to make sure pre-existing conditions do not prevent anyone from being able to secure coverage. This is a huge issue for many Americans, including myself. Not me, but the guy who wrote this. As we normally would have to wait a long year after paying premiums to receive treatment of existing conditions. Nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe and hit the bell if you want to get breaking stories as they come in, so you know all of the juice before your friends and family. That's kind of cool. Share it with your friends and family on Facebook and Twitter. Get the word out. Help us fight the good fight. And to help us fight, all you have to do is like that video. If you like what we're doing here at Not Fake News, then you like that video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time at Not Fake News.